Something crash-landed in the fields. So Harvey went out to investigate. A spaceman in a spacesuit was crawling around out of his ship as if he was looking for something he had lost, or maybe he was just foraging. So Harvey approached him to help, and the spaceman spun around and stopped him with his mind, and he said, "Do not touch me. I am a methane breather. Last time I visited this planet, it was vastly different. For your own safety, I must remain in my suit. Beyond the shores of this world, every other life form you encounter in space will consider you a food source, nothing more than meat. Therefore, I am filled with it just jumped away. Therefore, I am filled with nanites that, if breathed in, will disincline you from thinking of me as meat. But as oxygen breathers, something I've never encountered before, the exposure might have strange effects upon you. The nanites understand normal life forms, the ones that we generally encounter." "Oh, no worries about that. No worries there, sir," said Harvey. "You could not look more disgusting. Definitely not meat." Suddenly the spaceman was shot by someone off in the distance, and fell to the ground. He struggled forward and grabbed an object. It must have been what he was retrieving or looking for when Harvey had approached earlier. Then something happened, and the spaceman was gone, the ship was gone, and the field looked untouched. Harvey felt around on the ground where the spaceman had been shot, and while he could not see the dampness, he could feel it. Then the next second, Harvey was in the kitchen talking to Charlene. "You wouldn't have believed it," Harvey said to his wife. "Well," said Charlene, "you definitely have blood on your face from somewhere." Harvey looked in the mirror, but he could not see any blood. Charlene began changing. Harvey thought she might be the spaceman. He couldn't believe his eyes. Horrified, Harvey tied her up and went for help. Harvey was immune, but he was a carrier. It was the strangest thing. Everywhere Harvey went, zombies would start showing up. But no one ever, not even Harvey, ever put the two and two together. And as more and more space zombies began showing up, the closer people began to gather for their own protection. Or so we thought. The nanites, the hormones, pheromones that the zombies released within us had strange effects upon us, and that the nanites released within us because they were learning their new environment. But this only complicated matters to the point where there was a time when nearly every family in Dimmelsdorf had at least one zombie among their ranks, where it seemed that a family would sooner sacrifice a newborn than let any harm come to the zombie they loved. The need to protect became paramount, overriding all other concerns. Of course, we did not kill them. We kept them locked up in their rooms, forcing them to go cold turkey until their immune systems could rid their bodies of the zombie virus. Or so we thought. Actually, it was just so that the nanites could adapt within them and do for them the same things they did for the spaceman. Help them to maintain their equilibrium and balance, good health and vigor. Then we would have our father, mother, son, or daughter back, and all would be well. At least that was the plan, yet from the very start people cheated. Unfortunately, some families could not stick with the plan to force their loved one to go cold turkey, and instead began conking out first the hired help, and then conking out complete strangers, and then throwing them into the room with their loved one. And in this way they continued to provide their loved one with their medicine, confusing the nanites with an overload of intermingling data, so they could not get a baseline from which to begin repairs. Cold turkey was required. Like many things back then, we knew it, and yet we did not know it. Because the nanites provided all the nourishment the person would ever require, even though zombies, or as they are now called, symbiotic human nanite life forms, or enhanced human nanite life forms, life forms no longer required nourishment. It got so people were afraid to leave their homes. Good, decent people were hunting each other, not for themselves, but for their loved ones, capturing anyone they had a chance to. It was as if their loved ones were giving off these hormones or pheromones, or the nanites were, that overrode the thinking process of their loved ones. Must feed the zombie. This was wrong, but it was right at the same time. You see, if the nanite collective had a baseline of the person to work from, it could use the fresh meat to rebuild and sustain the patient, but lacking a baseline, it was chaos, with every imaginable mistake being made in rooms across Dimbledorm. People within people, an extra head or two, body parts popping up in the strangest places. A leg where an arm should be, a head where a leg should be. It took a while for the nanite collective to learn its new environment, and it all sorted itself out, but for the most part, errors were either corrected or incorporated into the baseline. And now, thinking back on it, the age of zombies came and went in the blink of an eye, thought Harvey, and life in Dimbledorm returned to normal. Whenever Harvey would think about the encounter with the spaceman, he would smile, then his thoughts would go elsewhere. Then we zoom out, revealing Dimbledorm as all within a snow globe, and is being displayed humans, first of its kind, a real oxygen-breathing life form, known on a planet in the Trevelyan Arch Nebula called Earth. Then as we pull even further back, we are able to see millions of billions of snow globes. The end.